This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Port of Moses Lake school staff, a local orthotist, is helping a less fortunate family.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is seeking more public comment on a plan to list the Pacific fisher as endangered.
The Moses Lake cheer team is ready to defend their back-to-back state titles in the state championship this Saturday at Battleground High School. Royal football has known nothing but success for generations, and longtime head coach Wiley Allred was honored with being inducted into the Washington State Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
With the support of Moses Lake school staff, a local orthotist is helping a less fortunate family. Park Orchard Elementary student Angel Cruz has deformities in his foot and ankle that makes it hard to get around without the proper support. Moses Lake School District occupational therapist Dr. Tricia Summers says Angel had supportive equipment, but it was clearly outdated.
With this student, my role was the teacher brought to my attention that there's a new student in her class that is having difficulty walking. She thinks it might be due to his orthotics, that they might be too small. And when I looked at them, he's not currently on my caseload. When I looked at them, they were expired and old and almost 2 years old, which they usually get new ones every year. So that's how much he had grown. So I looked at them and he had a lot of redness and he was not able to weight bear on them very well.
Dr. Summers says she, life skills teacher Stephanie Chaffin, and Principal Sherry Ward knew that Angel's family couldn't afford new orthotics, so they turned to one of the best in the business, Sean Cressup of Cressup Orthotics in Moses Lake. Cressup was willing to help the family for free.
So he has a congenital defect that has created some anomalies in his foot and ankle positioning and function. His foot is actually even malformed, essentially. So he's got very tight heel cords, so he tends to want to be up on his toes, which would allow him to fall backwards and that sort of thing when he's trying to stand up. So we put him into devices that would control his foot and ankle, similar to what we have here, keeping him from rolling side to side, but we also added some lift underneath because he has a very tight ankle presentation, and so we were trying to give him a chance to get some pressure on his heel so he could actually stand on his own without falling backwards.
Dr. Summers says this was her first compassionate care referral since starting with the school district 12 years ago, but says the impact it's had on Angel and his family is gratifying.
It's wonderful to see the difference that the new orthotics have made for Angel compared to previously with the grimace on his face when he was walking to the happy smile on his face now.
Cressup says he plans to work with Angel's family as he continues to grow. I'm Sean Goggins for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is seeking more public comment on a plan to list the Pacific fisher as endangered. The northwestern mammals related to weasels have been trapped almost to extinction, and there are now less than 200 ranging in Washington's forests. For 15 years, advocates have sought to place the fisher on the list of threatened animals under the Endangered Species Act. It's already protected by Washington State, which has released many fishers into the North Cascades and other forest lands. U.S. Fish and Wildlife said in 2016 the fisher does not need federal protection, but a court ruling last year struck down that finding. That means the government must reopen a 30-day comment process, gathering new input on how the fisher population might be affected by pesticides, wildfires, and other dangers. Public comments must be received by March 4th and can be submitted online at regulations.gov. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
The Moses Lake cheer team is ready to defend their back-to-back state titles in the state championship this Saturday at Battleground High School. The Moses Lake Chiefs have won state in the co-ed competition for the past 2 years, and they took second the year before that. There are 2 cheer teams that will participate in 3 events on Saturday. The gold team will compete in the medium non-tumbling event at 2:10 p.m. The maroon team will compete in the game day competition at 3:35 p.m. And finally, the maroon team will look to defend its title in the co-ed competition at 7:30 p.m. They will be the third to final team to perform in state and the final team to compete in the co-ed competition. Seniors Sarah Record and Mia Reyes have been cheering since middle school, and they both love the competitions and performing on sidelines at games.
I like the adrenaline of competing in front of people and showing people how fun cheerleading can be, and how competitive it can be, and how exciting it could be. And I love the game day aspect because I get to cheer on my peers.
I really like cheering at football games, and then I really like doing the competitions because they're like intense. You are competing against someone, so you want to win.
Plenty of talented boys are on the cheerleading team, and one of them, Marcus Jones, has enjoyed his time as a Moses Lake cheerleader.
It's different, like everyone's here for each other. It's a different atmosphere. It's a little more dangerous than other sports because anything can happen. I've gotten kicked in the face so many times. It's different, it's very challenging, and when you learn something new, it's just one of the best feelings I've had.
The week following state, the cheer team will travel to Florida for nationals. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports. Royal football has known nothing but success for generations, and longtime head coach Wiley Allred was honored with being inducted into the Washington State Football Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Allred took over for Bob Nelson, who was also a Hall of Fame coach, in 1999 and has been winning ever since. Under Allred, the Royal Knights have an overall record of 229-27 and have won 7 state titles with 2 second-place finishes. The Knights have gone to the state playoffs now for 25 consecutive years, and since Allred took over in '99, he has never missed the state playoffs as a head coach. In being recognized for his accomplishments, Allred knows it takes more than his efforts to see the success he's seen.
It's a great honor. It's very humbling because, it's partly longevity, I feel like, but it's also, hopefully, you got to be somewhat successful, and then it's not a one-man show that gets you in the Hall of Fame. I think it's a community of people, be it assistants and players that buy in.
Allred also thanked the community for the support of the football team and sending their kids out to play for him and his coaching staff.
Even on our down year we've had enough kids turning out and buying in, and that we've been somewhat successful. And then when you have the right mix of kids, they bring you along as a coach. They bring us along, and they're really the ones directing it in certain regard as far as success on the field.
Football season is still a ways out in the fall, but Coach Allred will be back and ready to lead his team to another winning season come time. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.